All right, looks like we're at the top of the hour, so we'll go ahead and get started and try to, I guess, in respect of time, get through the demo and show everybody what we've got going on the schools end for Wrenchway and for specifically high schools. So first off, wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. It's a piece of our platform that we're really excited about, which is our school side. I think before we get started, just to kind of explain what Wrenchway is, we're a technology platform that shops use to essentially market themselves to technicians. And obviously, anybody that's on this call today probably is well aware that there is a technician shortage. There's a shortage of talent everywhere. So being able to talk with and work with schools is a big piece of fixing this thing. And so really that's what we do with Wrenchway, right? We have a free platform for schools, and there's really no catch. There's nothing crazy about it. It's more just trying to provide schools with support that they need. I know one of the common things that I see when I'm out and about in those advisory committee meetings is that oftentimes schools can become frustrated with the lack of support from industry and from anybody from the school board side, anybody from any piece of this. So that's really what we're here today to talk about and show you is the pieces that we have available for high schools. And really, our entire mission is to promote and improve technician careers. And we do truly feel like that starts at the school level. The more that we as an industry have an understanding of the needs of schools, the more we can come to the call and be able to help support you and be able to build your programs. I think it's really, really important that not only are we being involved with the industry from the standpoint of trying to get more people into the programs, but we do really want to change the perception amongst teachers, amongst maybe teachers that aren't in that technical capacity, educators in general that might not be familiar with our industry, and the parents of some of these young people, right? We want to be able to build these programs so they really, really treat their students well. So I'm lucky enough to be joined by Kayla Maxon from our team. Kayla, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
And Kayla, what is your role here at Wrenchway?
Yeah, so I'm a marketing specialist here at WrenchWay
All
and
right.
kind of been taking over the School Connect side for high schools.
Yes, you're very involved with high schools, right?
Yes.
And you just real quick, a quick shout out to you. Had just spent some time in some high schools a couple weeks ago, going through and doing some accreditation type things, and really it gave you some firsthand exposure to a few different schools, right?
Yeah, it was super cool. I got to visit three local schools, and it was just really a cool experience to be able to get in the schools, see what their programs are like, be able to talk with some of the instructors, and kind of just get that background look into their programs that they have, it was a really awesome experience.
Yeah, that's great, and that's what we want more from industry in general is to get industry involved with the schools, right? And we're going to talk about a few different tools that we can do just that with. So just a quick recap of our agenda, or not a recap, I'm actually telling you what our agenda is. We're going to talk about School Connect, which is a really awesome tool for high schools. We're going to talk about ShopTalk and the importance of creating videos so that you have some exposure to your program. Again, from the industry side, you want industry to know what you're up to and get them familiar with you. I know one of my biggest pet peeves is that when industry shows up at graduation time and says, well, where are all of our people? And the schools oftentimes are saying, well, you haven't been around this entire time. So being able to get create some familiarity with your program, with the industry is really, really helpful. And then lastly, we're going to talk about student reverse job posting, which is a way for students to be able to kind of put their hat in the ring and say, hey, you know what? I want to go work in a shop and I'm looking for different opportunities. And I know one big issue that we see with young people is maybe they're not as apt to go out and fill out an application, right? They're not as maybe used to that as I was growing up, as far as walking into a shop, filling out an application. And so we've got a tool that really makes it easy for them to do. So as we get started, we're going to start with School Connect. And Kayla, give us an idea of what School Connect is all about.
Yeah, so while School Connect is just a free profile or a free tool for kind of schools and then shops and dealerships to really start building relationships to get resources to the schools that are in need of them. And so just a really great platform to kind of just provide that extra outlook for the schools, because we know that they're always in need of resources, helping to bring students into their program. So it's just really that opportunity to get schools to connect with industry within shops and dealerships.
Yeah, and ultimately what we're trying to do here is get schools to ask for things, right? Because a lot of times there's budget constraints, especially in a high school, where you just don't have the budget to go out and get the things you need to put on a really good class. And that could be anything from a donation. We've worked with schools where we've gotten them car donations. We've worked with schools where we've gotten them engine donations. And then anything, Kayla, I think you've got an example of a school that had asked for some help and got some pretty cool help, right?
Yeah, so I was talking with a instructor a couple of weeks ago. He was just talking about School Connect and posting for his resources. He was asking, he would wanted either like a tech or a shop owner to come in and speak to students in his classroom. He said within, I think it was like 24 hours, he had a local shop reach out to him and was like, wow, like, I am so glad that you reached out. Like, I've been wanting to get in contact with some of the local schools for a long time now, and I've just never had the opportunity to do it. And so I think that is really what School Connect's all about. It's being able to help those schools while also helping shops in the industry and really building those connections, because if it wasn't for School Connect, he wouldn't have had that opportunity to get in front of that shop. And he was saying now that they have a continuous relationship and he comes into his classroom pretty much almost every year and speaks to his students, and they've really built a great relationship out of it, which is, of course, just amazing to hear.
Yeah, and I think that's the desire of a lot of industry, right? Is that you're wanting to help out. A lot of our industry partners want to help schools out, but maybe don't have the time to prioritize the relationship the way they should, right? So they see it out there, they know they've got to do a better job at building these relationships, but maybe don't have the avenue or don't understand how to get involved. And it could be something as simple as they just don't know who to talk to at the school, right? And so for those schools that are out there that are listening today, that's one thing that we ask of you, right? When you come out, it's a free tool, there's no obligation to anything. But when you come out and you're asking for things, you're essentially trying to help the industry out by giving them an idea of what you need, right? And we hope that that helps build relationships with industry to help you build better programs. And not that you have bad programs by any stretch of the imagination, but industry needs to step up and help you out. And if we're desiring people, right, we're desiring more talented people into the industry, then we really need to answer the bell in terms of what we're doing to support you. So School Connect is really a cool way of doing that, and really just being able to ask for things, right? So if it's, and Kayla, maybe I'll ask you for some examples, but what are some things that a school can ask for from the platform?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that schools can ask for. It can be anything between having a guest speaker come in the shop, tool donations, car parts, apprenticeship opportunities, or even just as simple as things as like donating like rags to a shop or to a school. It's kind of just those little things that sometimes schools just need some help on, that they just don't always get from the school themselves, that the shops know that the students need to kind of help them with their learning as well.
Yeah, and I see Chip Olson had asked, how much does this package of services cost? Everything we do for schools is free, right? And it's truly going back to what our core mission of our company is. It is to promote and improve technician careers. And we feel like that starts at the school level. So everything we do for schools is free. Everything we do for technicians is free. Who pays for our program are the shops that are on our program. So this is actually something where we've always looked at it and talked about it as a national problem with a local solution, right? Like being able to WrenchWay in ourselves, like we don't have enough staff or budget to be able to go out and maintain these relationships with every school that's out there. So what we want to do is be the conduit to help these shops connect with you, right? In ways that help you out in more than just asking for things, right? So I think shops are typically pretty guilty of just going to a school and asking for a student or asking for something. And a lot of times I think the educators are almost weary of talking to some folks in industry because they're afraid that's all they're ever going to get is they're only going to ask for things. So this kind of flips the script on that. This is you asking for support from the industry, and it's at no cost to the schools. There's no obligation. We want to build better programs as a whole because ultimately that means that we're putting more people into the industry. So Chip, I hope that that answers your question there, but nothing we do for schools costs money ever. So that's a really, really good question. So Kayla, how does somebody go and ask for something? Like when they get on School Connect, they sign up, and just so you know, if you want to sign up for this, you basically just go to wrenchway.com, go to the schools tab, and you can easily sign up for it. I believe you just need an email and contact information, but then you've got your School Connect platform, I guess, or you've got your access that you can sign up for. But Kayla, how do they go about asking for stuff?
Yeah, so what we have on our screen right now is just a quick little display of what a School Connect profile looks like. It just gives you an about us with an opportunity to upload photos of your program, which is a really great opportunity for kind of everybody just to see that inside look of your classroom and your program, along with ShopTalk videos, which are videos of the different programs that Jay and I will be talking about again a little bit later. But again, the big part of School Connect is those School Connect requests. So we'll just pull up this feed here. Here's just what an active feed of our current School Connect program kind of looks like right now. Here's where instructors and teachers can post the different materials or tools or anything else they really need from the industry in this kind of feed of objects. So on the left-hand side, you can sort it by location, category, and then whoever posted the project as well. So as we were talking earlier, a lot of people sometimes don't know always what they need or what they want to post or the different options that you have within School Connect. So on the side, there is a category where you can post about if you're looking to get more people involved in your advisory committee, if you're looking for tool donations, speakers, shop tours, or really anything that shops can do to help your school is in there as well. So this is just kind of our current live feed within School Connect right now.
Yeah, and it's really easy. I mean, it's certainly not rocket science by any stretch of the imagination. I think our developers have done a really good job at designing and building this out so that it is easy to use, and it helps you kind of define what it is that you're looking for. Now, going back to Chip here, Chip had another question. Do you send out a packet to help me market WrenchWay to our partner shops and get the word out, or how are you marketing yourselves to the shops in my area? I ask because I've never heard of WrenchWay. It's a great question, Chip, and I think it's one where, yes, we do have kind of advertising materials available. We do have the ability to get you some things to use to be able to get the word out. But really, our job is that, right? We're working every day to get more shops on our platform, and I think that's how we make our money, right? Is through the shop. So we're always looking for shops to get onto the platform, but ultimately they can sign up for this as well. This is one thing I should mention. They don't have to be a paying member of WrenchWay in order to have access to School Connect. They can actually sign up for free and be able to interact with the school. Again, with the basic premise of building these programs up to be really, really good, we need industry to be involved. So we don't actually charge them to work with the schools through our platform. But obviously we would love for them to sign up on our program in general. and we can certainly give you some information to help you get the word out. We appreciate you spreading the word or helping us spread the word as well. So, Kayla, when somebody puts a project out here, any idea of who's reaching out to them, or is it we've got the shops, right? So the school puts out the request, and then ultimately shops come and answer those questions for, or help them answer the call for the stuff they need, right?
Yeah, so basically on this back end as well, if you were to go to my requests and resources, so right here are two current open requests on School Connect through this school profile. Going into it, shops are able to click on a profile and directly message straight to the instructor. So here is a really great example of a school that is looking for a classroom projector. A shop might not have this particular thing laying around in their shop, but if they do know somebody or have an opportunity to provide this resource, it's really easy to be able to have a direct message with the instructor right within School Connect. We want to make it as simple for the schools and the shops to kind of just create these relationships and help each other out. So this just makes it really easy. And you also have the opportunity to favorite requests that you see as well. So maybe you're interested in helping out, but you just don't have the resources at the moment. You can favorite it, come back to it, or even just message the school just to create a relationship as well, telling them that you'd love to help out in the future sometime as well.
Yeah, and I think one important takeaway for all of you educators that are out there, right? You're the high school instructors that are out there listening today, is make sure that you're answering when a shop comes and reaches out to you, right? That's one common mistake that we see, is that a school will go ask for things. You'll have industry come and say, hey, you know what, we would love to help out. And you get those shops that are willing to help out, but then they don't answer their messages back, which it drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So if you do have a School Connect account already, make sure you're answering your messages. And then if you don't, make sure you get signed up and get that information out there. So I think that's one of the biggest pieces as you try to grow your programs, as you try to make them stronger, is you're a part of the communication cycle as well, right? You can't just depend on the shops to come to you and then not close the loop. You've got to be able to respond to them and do it in, somewhat with some form of urgency, right? A lot of times they'll let the message sit out there, and that is not helping your program. You want to get them engaged. You want to talk to them because that's how you build your program, is really getting that industry to support you and get excited about what you've got going on in your program. And that's where we've seen a lot of success with this platform. But make sure if you're on there that you're actually responding to the messages. All right, so they've learned really how to request help, right? And we've talked about the different categories that we're looking for help. Is there anything that I missed there, Kayla?
I don't think so. That's pretty good. All that I can do too is, I know Jay was talking about urgency when it comes to messaging. So right below your request is where you'd be able to find your messages. At the moment, there are no messages within this profile, but when you put out a request and a shop or dealership is interested in helping you out or creating a relationship, then you'll be able to find your open messages within here as well. So again, trying to just make it super easy for the shops and schools.
Yeah, and to reiterate what Kayla's message was before, there are a lot of shops that want to get involved with your programs, right? And maybe they just don't know how, or they don't feel comfortable approaching, or they don't have the time to be able to take and research to see who the contact is at the school. Or maybe they've talked to one of your school counselors, or they've talked to somebody administration. And I think we've all seen it where maybe we hit some roadblocks or we hit some stumbling blocks in trying to get to the right person within the school. I think the beauty behind this part of the platform is that ideally it's the person they're trying to connect with at the school, right? You've got that instructor that's on here and really has firsthand knowledge of what it is that they're asking for, which I think is vitally important, right? Because if you have to go through a bunch of hoops in order to be able to provide a school with support, the likelihood that the shops are going to be able to deliver on that is less, because the harder you make it, the less you're going to get participation. So make it easy on these people. Communicate with them. Ask for things that are reasonable and realistic. And I know there's a lot of people that would love to get all kinds of donations, but there's a lot of impact in having shop tours. There's a lot of impact in having somebody come speak to your class that's from the industry, and I think that all of those types of things are really what help build those foundational relationships for your school, and that's what's going to help you continue to build the program. And it has been a lot of fun to see some of the schools using this platform see their enrollment start to go up because they're getting more excitement about their program. They're getting more buy-in, and the more enrollment you have, the more pressure you put on that school board, the more pressure you put on the administration to deliver the things you need. So very, very cool. And then did you talk about the resources available to the schools that we have industry putting out?
Yeah, so some of the resources too. So if you go back into School Connect, not only can schools post about their requests that they have, but shops and local dealerships can post things that they're willing to help schools out with as well. So there's different scholarships, as you can see the one on the top, they're willing to give out a scholarship to different students. Advisory committee members, again, a lot of schools I know are always looking to get involved with different advisory committees. So it doesn't only put the schools in control, but it also gives the shops a little bit of control as well, because a lot of them want to help schools just as much as the schools want their help. So it's really giving them that platform to be able to put themselves out there and kind of connect with the schools themselves, which is a really cool opportunity as well.
Yeah, and you look at that one at the bottom there, Italian, exotic, and supercar apprenticeship or internship. Like if I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm in high school, that seems pretty appealing to me. So I think there's some cool opportunities out there as well. We're adding and working with our industry partners to continue to add available resources out there for you as schools to be able to go out there and really utilize these things. So I would encourage you, if you get a chance, to go out, see what's out there, and ask for things, right? And be able to message with these people, because maybe even if they haven't put something out there yet, you're able to go out and start a conversation with them, so that maybe when you do have an ask, that you can freely go there, know who to talk to, and be able to get those resources to your school. What else? What else, Kayla, on that side? I mean, we've talked about School Connect, we've talked about requests, we've talked about available resources for these schools. How about we hop over to ShopTalk and talk about something that we feel really excited about, which is ShopTalk videos. We talked about the importance of growing your program and showing off what your program is doing to industry. Our ShopTalk feed is a great way of doing that. And if you go to the WrenchWay.com website, you can look at the ShopTalk feed. And we have a number of different shops. This is actually a really cool piece, is that if you're looking for some exposure for your students, we have shops that are uploading videos to this every single day. And it's not them saying, hey, come work here, come work here. There's a lot of content out there specific to maybe a training process a shop has, or the tooling they have. And they're doing the same thing that you're doing on the school side, right? They're creating content to build that familiarity with not only technicians, but to schools and to students, so they can see the personalities that are within that shop, right? And I think that's one of the hardest parts, is to, from a shop's perspective, be able to show off the personalities of who's there, to make it less intimidating. Some of these dealerships are really, really intimidating to walk up to, especially for a young person. This helps build some level of comfort. Now, the opposite is true too, right? Where when the schools are on here, they're creating content around why they're a good school. They're creating content about what they're doing at the school, and they're putting it out there. I think this one example that you've got here is a kid asking for help, and I shouldn't say kid, a student asking for help in going to Skills USA Nationals in Atlanta. And so being able to put that out there so that our network of shops in WrenchWay see this and can hopefully answer the call is really exciting to me, because this is how you build those relationships with industry. You're getting familiarity with or you're building familiarity with industry to your school. Again, so when you go to ask for those things that you need, they know who you are. They trust that you're going to use the resources in a good way, which I think is really, really important. And it kind of just shows off your personality, right, Kayla?
Yeah, and we've seen it so many times within shops and schools posting videos is no, not a lot of schools and shops want to see those cheesy marketing videos. Yeah, those are great, for some circumstances, but people really want to see what it's like in the schools. They want to see the students working on projects. They want to see the success they're having, and they want to see what your program is doing. So really just honestly pulling out your smartphone, recording a quick video, I think is the best way to kind of just show people what your program's all about. And it just shows a little bit of personality too. It shows that the students love going and being in that program and working with the hands and just getting those connections with the shops. And I think it's just a great opportunity to really put your school out there in a completely new way.
And we found that there's schools already creating content within their own programs, right? Like we're
Right.
seeing them already doing the content and maybe not having the avenue in which they want to get it out there. Maybe they try Instagram or Facebook, which I also think are very important ways to get your message out there. But we're seeing that where they've created content, and we've just simply asked them to make sure they put it out on WrenchWay as well, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of times, schools and programs are always posting photos and videos about things going on within their program. We recently had an instructor we saw on LinkedIn. He posted a video on LinkedIn about his program, and we sent him a quick message. We're like, you should put this on ShopTalk. And he did, and he's gotten a lot of, comments and likes about it. People were talking about it. So it's just a really another great platform to kind of get out there and show everybody what's going on within your program, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think what else it does, it gets you in the habit of creating content consistently, right? So
Yes.
you're out there, you're trying to build your program, you're trying to build your school, and creating content can kind of become secondary or even not thought about unless you are struggling to get enrollment or you're struggling to get that industry support that you're yearning for. Being able to create video and consistently putting it out there gets you in the habit of doing that. You're selling your program, right? You're selling your program to potential students, you're selling your program to potential partners. So being able to get out there, create videos that really show off who you are a really, really great way to do that. And if you can do it consistently, you're going to have a lot of success with this. Anything else that you'd like to add on the Shop Talk side, Kayla?
Just on the shop talk side, I just want to add that I think a lot of times some schools can just be a little bit like modest with the stuff they post, but I think it's a really cool to like, this video, for example, he's headed to Skills USA Nationals. I think that's something that schools should be bragging about and they should want people to know about it. So I think that it's okay for them to post, the great things that their students are doing and kind of the accomplishments they have because it's amazing. And I think the shops want to see it too.
Well, and there's stories. I joke about this with our shops a lot that I'm super jealous of all of our shops because we're very much a content focused company and how we do our marketing. We do a lot of content just like this webinar, but we don't have the content rolling in the door every day like every shop and every school has, right? You're always working on a new project. You all in school specifically always have new personalities coming in the door, have different stories of those people, maybe different success stories of somebody that's gone through their program and has turned it into a really, really good career. I know I've done some podcasts with some folks at the technical school side and actually high school side where some of the stories they have of maybe that student that didn't start off so hot or didn't love school, but then got into their program and really started to grasp it and became passionate about it. Those are the kind of stories you want to tell, and those are the kind of things that you want to show off. The other really cool thing that I've seen in Shop Talk is instructors talking about their backgrounds, right? What led them to where they're at today, what their philosophies are in the classroom, how they like to teach, if it's more hands-on in the lab or if there's more classroom time to understand theory. Being able to walk a student through that, I think is really important. And it also gives industry a kind of a good idea of what you're doing in the program, right? I think a lot of times we go to advisory committee meetings, we gloss over the curriculum, and it's always kind of the same things that we talk about, right? It's we want people with good attitudes that show up on time. But being able to actually show them what you're doing in the classroom and in the lab, I think is really impactful, because that's showing that you're taking the feedback that industry has and you're implementing it in your classroom. When they know that you're listening, I think that's where you really start to get that support behind you too. So a lot of opportunities for Shop Talk. There's different categories, as you can see, where we put your category is in the school zone. So if somebody just wants to come out and look at the different schools and what they've put out there for content, they're more than welcome to post it out there, and then it goes into our feed on Shop Talk as WrenchWay as a whole. So would definitely encourage you to get comfortable in front of a camera. Definitely encourage you to get comfortable having a process behind this where you're consistently putting content out. The more you do it, it's proven video works, and the more you can use it, the more your program's going to grow. And just getting comfortable in front of a camera sometimes is super awkward, but if you do it and show off who you are, I don't think you're going to have any issues with enrollment. I don't think you're going to have maybe some of the issues you have with industry involvement. People want to be a part of that, right? They want to keep helping you grow, and this is a fantastic way to do just that. All right, the last thing we have on our agenda is something we call student reverse job posting. And we have, through WrenchWay, a reverse job posting piece of our app. So we've got a WrenchWay app. If any of you want to go out and download it and check it out, you're more than welcome to. It's got a feed of the Shop Talk videos that we already talked about. But one piece of it is called reverse job posting. And what reverse job posting is essentially like what a dating app is for technicians. So they don't say their name or where they work, but they include their experience, their education, their certifications, and what they're looking for in a shop. What we've also done is created something called student reverse job postings. And it's the same idea, right? It's through the same app, but the questions we ask are different than what we would ask of a veteran technician. So rather than focusing on experience and education, we're just asking them about who they are, right? So one of the questions we have on here as I'm reading through is, please describe any other jobs you've had, even if they aren't related to the industry at all. That's important, right? Because if they worked at a gas station or they worked at a grocery store or a golf course, there's experience that shows that they're willing to work. And we ask them, what are you hoping to learn while working part-time in a shop, right? So being able to understand where their head's at, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this employment experience? And we even have a question of, are you 18 years or older? And if you're not, that's also a really good thing, because there are a lot of shops out there that want to hire apprentices, interns, summer help, that kind of thing. So they can come out here, post their student reverse job posting anonymously, and be able to have employers reach out to them. And that's one thing I might have left out on the initial reverse job posting description, is when they put it out there, every shop that's in our network that is in that geographic range is notified that there's a person looking. Each of those shops also has for the most part, has a top shops page, which the cool part about that is it allows that student or that technician to go out to the top shops page and do their due diligence on the shop. So they can see photos of the shop. They can see videos of the personalities in the shop, the people that they'd be working with and the people that they'd be working for. They can see the pay ranges, right? The benefits, all of the different things, the career opportunities. You know, if I come in there, are you guys going to help grow me? One of the things that we ask in a top shops page is, how do you mentor younger people? And so what we're trying to do is get people in the right spots. ASE had put a stat out at one point that roughly 41% of technicians leave the field within the first 2 years they're in a shop. And that's really concerning to us, right? We don't want to see those people continue to leave the industry. We want to train shops so that they're better apt to take on these people, that they train them better, that they're more intentional with everything. And so we think a big piece of that is allowing a student or a young technician to really do their due diligence on a shop so that they find the right fit for themselves. It's not just signing up to get a paycheck, but getting in a place that's going to take care of them, that fits their personality, fits who they are, and really checks the boxes of what they're looking for in a career. And Kayla, I don't know about you, but it has worked out really well, right? Like, just your opinion on the reverse job posting is just it's a really cool part of our platform.
Yeah, I think it's a great part of our platform. Even, and the cool thing about it is, even if you're not actively looking for a new job, it kind of just gives you that opportunity to passively be browsing all the opportunities that are out there. And I think that the anonymous aspect of it is just really helpful, because a lot of times people just want to kind of under the covers look for new opportunities. And so by giving them that anonymous feature, it just gives them that comfortability to really go out there and find a job in a shop that is kind of just aligns with their values and something that they really want to continue to do. And I think it's just a really great opportunity to get, again, techs on there and students on there, because I wish I had something like this when I was, looking for a job, because it just makes it so easy. It's like everything you're looking for in one place.
Yeah, it really is. And to clarify, when they go onto the app, all they're doing is filling out a brief questionnaire. It doesn't take very long, 5 to 10 minutes. They can have the entire thing filled out. And then they fill out the geographic region in which they would want to go work, right? So if you're in a city, that geographic region is probably going to be a little bit smaller. If you're in a rural area, it's probably going to be a little bit larger. But you get to specify where you would want to work. And you can add multiple locations if you're potentially moving somewhere, and be able to see. And then you can also you can browse those top shops through the app and see what all of them look like, and be able to compare them side by side, and really see who sticks out to you. So all in all, this kind of encapsulates everything we do for the school side. Again, nothing we do costs any money to a school. There's no obligation, there's no catch, there's no anything. It's simply to help grow our industry in a healthier way, in maybe a way where we're more communicative throughout the industry. I think that's been something our industry has struggled with for a long time. So being able to hopefully be kind of the conduit to help you grow better programs, help you grow stronger schools, so that we can get more people into this industry and show them what kind of great opportunities we've got out there. So other than that, Kayla, I don't know if I've got anything else for the high schools in terms of what the offering is.
Yeah, I think we kind of covered it all.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck growing these programs. If you have any questions or need anything, feel free to reach out to us. Kayla, how do they get in touch with you if they want more information?
Yeah, if you're looking for more information on how you can get signed up for School Connect, you can go to our website and sign up there, or if you would like, you can even just send me an email, kayla@wrenchway.com, and I can help you with anything you need as well.
Yeah, Kayla is excellent. She will help you out in kind of guiding you through it, holding your hand through the process, and being able to answer any questions you might have. So thank you all for joining us today. We greatly appreciate you taking time out of your schedules, and we'll look forward to talking to you on another one of these, hopefully sometime soon. Have a good day.